Digital Solutions started small, but now we're growing as FDS provides live streaming coverage for over 20 schools across 3 different states on our Fuller Digital Solutions YouTube channel. Subscribe to get notified when we go live for your school events. Big events are captured live, and your business can get noticed with advertising during our live streams. Local talent and camera operators are encouraged to contact us too for future employment. No experience necessary. We will train. For information about advertising or working with Fuller Digital Solutions, email us and follow us on Facebook.
And welcome to Hinton, Iowa tonight for your Hinton Blackhawk volleyball action. Tonight they're hosting the Akron-Westfield Westerners in a World Conference matchup. The longtime rivals are going to meet. It's homecoming week here at Hinton, so things have been festive all week long, and this is going to start off the week of some competition between Akron and Hinton as the Varsity boys football team will take on Akron-Western on Friday night too, and you can catch that action right here on Fuller Digital Solution. Starting lineups for tonight for the Westerners coming at 12-5 with a 4-1 record in World Conference. Currently tied for third. Hinton sits atop the World Conference at 6-0, Unity Christian at 5-0. The Blackhawks currently ranked 15th in Class 2A with a record of 12-5. We'll be right back with your starting lineups after this message from one of our sponsors. You're watching Fuller Digital Solutions coverage of Hinton Blackhawk Varsity Volleyball.
How it feels to bank with Prime Bank. This is how it feels to bank with other banks.
Yeah.
Prime Bank, other banks.
Woo.
See the difference? Prime Bank gives you genuine confidence with You Pick Checking, where you choose your reward, points, interest, or cash back. And Prime Bank's mobile banking lets you check balances, deposit checks, and use all the popular payment services. So now is a good time to bank with confidence. At Prime Bank, earn more your way. Member FDIC.
And welcome back to Hinton, Iowa. You're watching Fuller Digital Solutions coverage of Hinton Blackhawk Varsity Volleyball action. Starters tonight for the visitors, the Akron-Western Westerners that come in at 12-5 record, 4-1 in the World Conference. Starters will be number 1, Megan Mina, a senior. Number 2, Josie Jacobs, a freshman. Number 3, Abby Hartman, a senior. Number 7, Taryn Wilkin, senior. Number 8, Katie Johnson, a junior. And number 14, Natalie Nielsen, a senior. For your Blackhawks, the starting lineup's going to look like this. Number 2, Emily Small. Number 4, Gabby Friesen. Number 6, Anna Coffey. Number 10, Sarah Shainrock. Number 12, Ashlyn Kavarna. And number 14, Avery Burgade. The libero tonight will be Bella Badar. Some leading stats for Akron, looking at their kills on the year. The leading killer on the year is Natalie Nielsen with 131 kills. Lauren Sadoff with 100 kills, and Abby Hartman has 94 kills. For Hinton, looking at kills on the year, the leading hitter, Ashlyn Kavarna with 136 kills. Second is Anna Coffey with 110 kills, and the sophomore Gabby Friesen has 87 kills on the year. Looking at serving aces on the year for the visitors from Akron, the leader at 36 aces is Natalie Nielsen, the senior, backed up by Aubrey Hartman. The senior has 15 aces, and Taryn Wilkin has 14. For the Blackhawks, the top servers on the year, 22 aces out of Sarah Shainrock, 17 out of Ashlyn Kavarna and Celia Yower, and Gabby Friesen, the sophomore, has 16 aces on the year. We're about to get underway here. We got a couple introductions left and then the national anthem, and we'll be underway. You're watching Fuller Digital Solutions coverage of Hinton Varsity Volleyball.
We believe in service. That means providing no-limits internet to more than 20 counties in Northwest Iowa. For more than 30 years, EverTech employees and their families live in the communities we serve. We're your neighbors and friends, and EverTech has been there when others haven't, and we continue to invest, build, and upgrade our network. We understand that rural Iowans deserve great internet too. It's who we are. EverTech is internet made easy. No contracts, no hidden fees, and best of all, no limits. EverTech.
Your local Polaris expert is Taggart's Power Sports in Hinton. New, pre-owned, and accessories. And you can shop conveniently online too at TaggartPowersports.com. Taggart's Power Sports offers a full line of Polaris Ranger UTVs, Polaris ATVs, the all-new Sportsman's Ace, Polaris snowmobiles. Whatever comes your way, whether it's wind, rain, snow, or mud, make sure you're prepared. Polaris ATVs and Rangers from Polaris. Find them today at Taggart's Power Sports, Hinton.
And welcome back to Hinton, Iowa. You're watching Fuller Digital Solutions coverage of Hinton Varsity Blackhawk volleyball. Tonight, again, the Hinton Blackhawks, ranked 15th in Class 2A, are taking on the Akron-Westfield Westerners. Both teams coming at 12-5, but in the War Eagle Conference, it's a tight race. Hinton Blackhawks lead the War Eagle at 6-0, followed by Union Christian at 5-0, and Akron is tied at 4-1. So tonight's matchup goes a long way to determine the winner of the War Eagle Conference. So we're about underway here. The introductions have been done. The national anthem's been played, and we're about to get some Blackhawk volleyball going for you. Both teams are taking the court. Lineups are being checked. Again on the court for the Blackhawks to start will be Gabby Friesen, Anna Coffey, Sarah Shanerock, Ashlyn Kavarna, and Avery Brigade. And for the Westerners, Megan Minen, Josie Jacobs, Aubrey Hartman, Taryn Wilkin, Katie Johnson, and Natalie Nielsen. The libero checking in for the Blackhawks is Bella Badar. Back to serve for the Blackhawks is going to be Sarah Shanerock. Shanerock's got the signal, and her serve is off, and we are off and running. Be set by number 16, Chloe Colt. The kill by Natalie Nielsen, and the Westerners have an early 1-0 lead. So back to serve for the Westerners, and now will be number 8, Katie Johnson. Back to receive is Badar, Coffey, and Kavarna. Serve goes to Kavarna, sets it across to Shanerock. Kill by Friesen is saved by the Westerners. Kill back the other way by number 3, Aubrey Hartman. It's going to be out of bounds. And that'll be a point to the Blackhawks. And we're even at 1 point apiece here early on. Back to serve for the Blackhawks is number 4, Gabby Friesen. Sophomore gets a sign from her coach. And the serve's underway. Fielded by number 6, Lainey Shuknut. And we have something on the floor, so we're going to have to replay that point. That won't count. So we got to replay. That serve won't count. So Gabby Friesen will once again serve. Gabby's serve again for Hinton is over. Fielded by Colt. Nielsen's kill is down off Shanerock, and that's going to be a 2-1 lead for the Westerners early in set number 1. Checking in for the Westerners will be number 12, Lauren Sadoff. Back to serve for the Westerners, number 3, Aubrey Hartman. Hartman's serve fielded by Belle DeRocher. Over to Sarah Shanerock. Hitting the front court by Anna Coffey. Hartman serves it back to Chloe Colt, sends a free ball over the net. Shanerock sets it up. Kavarna's kill is down, and that's going to be a point for the Blackhawks. And it's 2-2 here in set number 1. Emily Small is going to rotate out as number 3, Sailor Yower, is going to come in to serve for the Blackhawks. Yower's serve is up. Taken by number 6, Lainey Shuknut. And the kill is going to be off DeRocher, and for Akron-Westfield point. So the Westerners lead 3-2. We're going to have another substitution as Emily Small checks back in. And now the libero, number 18, Bella Badar, is going to check in for Small in the back row. Serving for the Westerners, number 14, Natalie Nielsen. DeRocher fields the serve. Kavarna's kill tipped at the net by Shuknut. Soft set over by Taryn Wilkin. Hit back by Coffey. Off a couple Westerners, and that's going to be down for a Blackhawk point. We got a back and forth match early on here. And checking in for the Blackhawks now is going to be number 7, Carleen Hicklin. The sophomore checks in as Sarah Shanerock takes a seat. Back to serve, Ashlyn Kavarna. Kavarna serves number 6, Lainey Shuknik. Sets it up. Lauren Sadoff's kill is fielded. Shuknik shoves it over on a free ball. Kavarna sets. Hit's going to be by Avery Brigad. We got in the net call. That's going to be a point for the Blackhawks. And they'll take a 4-3 lead. Kavarna back to serve for the Blackhawks. Serve is up and over the net. Served by Hartman. Fielded by Josie Jacobs and hit over and out of bounds by Sadoff. That's going to be another Blackhawk point as they take a 5-3 lead in set number 1. Kavarna back to serve again for the Blackhawks. Serves up and over the net. Fielded by Lainey Shutnek. Sadoff hits it off the Rocher, off the ceiling, and that'll be a point for the Westerners. Checking in for the Westerners will be number 8, Katie Johnson. As Lady Shutnek's going to take a seat. Back to serve for the Westerners, number 2, Josie Jacobs. Jacobs' serve is up. And out of bounds. That's going to be too long. And that'll be point number 6 for the Blackhawks. And they'll lead 6-4. Checking back in for the Blackhawks is number 4, Gabby Friesen. Anna Coffey back to serve for the Blackhawks. It serves up. Taken by Hartman. Over to Jacobs. Set to Sadoff. Sadoff is dug, but into the net. And that'll be a Westerner point. That'll be a side out for the Westerners. Coming in to serve is number 1, Megan Minen. Minen's serve is up over the net. Fielded by Friesen. Kavarna sets it up. Friesen will hit it over. Set by Jacobs. Hartman tries to hit it into the net, back to the Westerner side, and that's going to be more than 3 hits. That'll be a point for the Blackhawks. Checking in for the Blackhawks is number 9, Bailey Ard. Bailey Ard's going to come in and serve for the Blackhawks. Ard's serve is up over the net and too deep. That'll be a point for the Westerners. And side out as Natalie Nilsson checks back into the front row for the Westerners. And back to serve is number 7, Taryn Wilkin. Wilkin serves it for the Westerners. Fielded by Coffey, set by Kavarna. Heel attempt by Friesen's off the block of Natalie Nilsson and falls for a Blackhawk point. Checking back into the Blackhawks will be number 10, Sarah Shanerock. And Sarah will be back to serve for the Blackhawks. Sarah leads the Blackhawks with 22 aces this year. Shanerock serve over the net. A short serve taken by Jacobs. Nielsen hits it over, but it's long and out of bounds. And that'll be point number 9. Shanerock serve for the Blackhawks. Once again. A short serve. This time taken by Colt. Number 8, Katie Johnson hits it over. Saved by Badar. A couple Blackhawks, Friesen and Coffey combine to send it back over. And then it's tipped back over by Aubie Hartman for a point for the Westerners and a side out. And back to serve for the Westerners. Trailing 9-7 is going to be Aubie Hartman, the senior. Serve is up and good. Fielded by Badar. Set by Shanerock. Friesen's kill is good right to the back corner. And that's going to extend the lead to 10-7. After that Friesen kill, the Blackhawks have the serve. And it'll be Friesen back to serve for the Blackhawks. Friesen gets the signal, and the serve is up. And good. Fielded by Shutnek. Sent back over by Hartman. Set by Shanerock. Killed by Coffey. straight down the line. That's going to be just inside the line for the Blackhawks, 11th point. And they lead about halfway through the first set, 11-7. Friesen back to serve for the Blackhawks once again. Serve fielded by Schutenek. Jacobs pushes it over. Shamrock sets it up. Kavarna has a push out of bounds off the block attempt. That's going to be point number 12 for the Blackhawks. As Hartman went to block that and landed just out of bounds. Back to serve again. It'll be Gabby Friesen. Friesen serve a little bit long. Schutenek gets it just inside the line. Set up. Nielsen pushes it over. Free ball for the Blackhawks. Shamrock sets it up. Emily Small back hit and kills it deep center field for the Blackhawks' 13th point. And now we're going to have a timeout Westerners as your Blackhawks lead 13-7 early in set number 1. You're watching Fuller Digital Solutions coverage of Hinton Blackhawk Varsity Volleyball. We'll be right back after this message from one of our sponsors.
You're going to love the view of a Screen Builder's designed outdoor leisure living space. Whether an all-season room, 3-season room, deck, or patio, Screen Builders offers easy installation and a reliable warranty. From construction of new spaces to providing shade to existing spaces or adding Easy Breeze panels to your screen room, start your project at screenbuilders.com and enjoy the views you've been missing.
Call Screen Builders, you're gonna love the view.
And welcome back to Hinton, Iowa. You're watching Warrior Conference volleyball action as the Blackhawks lead 13-7 early in set number 1, taking on the Westerners. Gabby Friesen for the Blackhawks serves it, fielded by Chloe Colt. Megan Minen sets it up, and Aubie Hartman serves a free ball over to the Blackhawks. Shamrock sets it up. Kavarna's kill between two Westerner blockers. That's off Nielsen and Hartman. That's going to fall for Blackhawks point number 14, and they've doubled up the Westerners early in set number 1. Friesen's serve attempt, a low serve fielded by Clote, and Nielsen's kill attempt is going to be out of bounds, wide left, and that's Blackhawks give 15 points early in set number 1. Blackhawks leading 15-7. Gabby Friesen serving for the Blackhawks. Serve is up over the net, fielded by Chloe Colt. Set by Jacobs, goes over the net, and Anna Coffey pushes it off the attempted block by Nielsen. And the Blackhawks now lead 16-7. Friesen back to serve again for the Blackhawks. Fielded by Schutenek. Saved by Jacobs. Hartman pushes it over. Coffey sets it up. Shamrock sets it. Kavarna hits it off Nielsen's block. Deep back corner. Colt saves it. Served over by Jacobs. Shamrock pushes it over. No man's land. A diving save by Megan Minen. And set back up, and Anna Coffey is going to have the kill down the far line, and that'll be point number 17 for the Blackhawks. So Blackhawks leading 17-7. Gabby Friesen on a little run here. Friesen serve up again. Served by Colt. Jacob sets it. Hartman hits it, and that's going to not be dug in time as Gabby Friesen tried to get underneath that kill but was unable to. And the Westerners get a side out. Checking back in for the Westerners will be number 12, Lauren Sadoff. Back to serve for the Westerners will be number 3, Aubie Hartman. Hartman serve, fielded by Bella Badar. Set up by Shanrock. Emily Small's kill attempt is saved by Schutenek. And then the kill attempt is going to be off Badar, out of bounds. And the Westerners get it point number 9. Back to serve Aubie Hartman again for the Westerners. Saved by Badar, digs that out. Anna Coffey hits from the back row. Fielded. Nielsen saves it and sends it over, but a double hit's called, and that'll be the 18th point for the Blackhawks. Checking back in for the Blackhawks, number 14, Avery Brigade. Back to serve for the Blackhawks, number 3, Sailor Yower. Yower's serve received off Schutenek deep. Hartman tries to save it off the basketball net, and that'll be an ace for Sailor Yower. And for Yower, that's going to be her 18th ace on the year. And with that, the Westerners are going to take another timeout. We'll be right back here watching Florida Digital Solutions coverage of Hinton Blackhawk Varsity Volleyball.
When it comes to financial planning, most financial companies ask, what's your salary? At Northwestern Mutual, we ask, what's your story? We know building the right financial plan means looking at more than money. That's why we start by asking the right questions, listening to what matters most to you, then guiding you every step of the way to help you live the life you want now and years from now. Plan your financial story with Northwestern Mutual. Contact Rick Diener today. Visit rickdiener.com. The Northwestern Mutual Life Insurance Company, Milwaukee, Wisconsin.
All right, and welcome back to the Hinton Gym as Celia Yauer serves it. Dug by Albie Hartman for the Westerners. Set up by Jacobs. The kill attempt by Sadoff. Off of the block by Brigade. Reset by Shanrock. Cross-court kill by Ashlyn Kavarna, and the Blackhawks get their 20th point in set number 1. Yeah, we're back to serve again. Serve is up. Fielded by Hartman. Set up by Jacobs. Sadoff's kill attempt off Anna Coffey. DeRocher sets it up. Coffey sends a free ball back to the Westerners. Chloe Colt sets it up to Jacobs. Nielsen's push attempt fielded by Celia Yauer, and then tipped over the net by Avery Brigade, and the Blackhawks get their 21st point in set number 1. Blackhawks leading 21-9 here in the first set. Celia Yauer back to serve. Serves over the net. Over to Schutneck. Sets it up for Nielsen. Off DeRocher and out of bounds. That'll be a point for the Westerners. So number 7, Taryn Wilkin, checks back in for the Westerners, and back to serve is Natalie Nielsen. Nielsen is the ace leader for the Westerners, coming in with 36 aces on the year. Nielsen's serve fielded by Coffey, set up by Shanrock, kill attempt by Kavarna, and the soft tip lands just in bounds. That'll be a point number 11 for the Westerners. The soft tip over the net lands between 2 Blackhawks over there. And Natalie Nielsen back to serve again for the Westerners. Hot serve right at Coffey. Coffey's kill attempt cross court dug by Hartman. Set up by Jacobs, and Sadoff hits it off Bella Badar. And the Westerners have 3 in a row here to get to 12 points. Natalie Nielsen again back to serve for the Westerners. Off Coffey. Set by Shanrock, and Coffey's push attempt falls short. And the Westerners have closed 21-13 with 4 straight points. Natalie Nielsen back to serve for the Westerners again. Serve is up. Off DeRocher's hands and out of bounds. And that's point number 14. And now the Blackhawks are going to take a timeout as the Westerners have cut the lead to 7. You're watching Fuller Digital Solutions coverage of Hinton Blackhawk Varsity Volleyball.
Digital Solutions started small, but now we're growing as FDS provides live streaming coverage for over 20 schools across 3 different states on our Fuller Digital Solutions YouTube channel. Subscribe to get notified when we go live for your school events. Big events are captured live, and your business can get noticed with advertising during our live streams. Local talent and camera operators are encouraged to contact us too. For future employment, no experience necessary, we will train. For information about advertising or working with Fuller Digital Solutions, email us and follow us on Facebook.
And welcome back to the Hinton Gym as you got varsity volleyball action. Hinton hosting the Akron-Westfield Westerners. We're in set number 1. Blackhawks lead 21-14. Natalie Nielsen serves for the Westerners. Fielded by Belle DeRocher. Set up by Cher Shanrock. Ashlyn Kavarna's kill is dug by Schutneck. Back over to Blackhawks side. Kavarna kills it again. That'll be off Natalie Nielsen's outstretched arm, and that'll be point 22 for the Blackhawks. That ends a 5-point run for the Westerners. Checking back in for the Blackhawks will be number 7, Caroline Hicklin. Back to serve for the Blackhawks is number 12, Ashlyn Kavarna. Kavarna's serve up for the Blackhawks, over fielded by Hartman. Set up by Jacobs, and the kill by Sadoff is too long, and that's point number 23 for the Blackhawks. Kavarna back to serve again for the Blackhawks. Short serve, fielded by Schutneck. Sadoff tries to hit it over. It's blocked by Brigade. Jacobs sets it up. Sadoff hits it over again. Dug by DeRocher, set up by Cavarna. The kill by Hicklin into the net. And it'll be a side out for the Westerners. Checking back in for the Westerners is number 8, Katie Johnson. Back to serve for the Westerners, number 2, Josie Jacobs. Jacobs serve to Bell Badar. Sets it up by Cavarna. Coffey's kill attempt off the block by the Westerners. And we got match point for the Blackhawks. As checking back in for the Blackhawks now will be Gabby Friesen. As Belle DeRocher takes a seat. And back to serve is number 6, Anna Coffey. Coffey serve short, fielded by Hartman. Kill by Sadoff is saved. Set up by Cavarna. The kill by Friesen off the block, out of bounds. And that'll be point match for the Blackhawks as they win set number 1, 25-15. We'll be right back after this message. You're watching Full Digital Solutions coverage of Hinton Blackhawk Varsity Volleyball.
How it feels to bank with Prime Bank. This is how it feels to bank with other banks.
Yeah.
Prime Bank, other banks.
Woo.
See the difference? Prime Bank gives you genuine confidence with You Pick Checking, where you choose your reward, points, interest, or cash back. And Prime Bank's mobile banking lets you check balances, deposit checks, and use all the popular payment services. So now is a good time to bank with confidence. At Prime Bank, earn more your way. Member FDIC.
We believe in service. That means providing no-limits internet to more than 20 counties in Northwest Iowa. For more than 30 years, EverTech employees and their families live in the communities we serve. We're your neighbors and friends. And EverTech has been there when others haven't. And we continue to invest, build, and upgrade our network. We understand that rural Iowans deserve great internet too. It's who we are. EverTech is internet made easy. No contracts, no hidden fees, and best of all, no limits. EverTech.
And welcome back to Hinton, Iowa, as we're getting ready for set number 2 here. About a minute left before we'll start set number 2. Blackhawks win set number 1 fairly easy, 25-15. Back and forth set early on. The Blackhawks got a big lead, and the Westerners unable to close that gap. So the Blackhawks lead 1-0 as we're getting ready for set number 2 in this Wargo Conference matchup. Again, the Blackhawks come in 6-0 in Wargo Conference play. The Westerners 4-1. So tonight goes a long ways in setting up the conference standings as we're winding down the final 3 weeks of conference play before we get into postseason play for both these teams. Blackhawks will be in 2A action. The Westerners will be in 1A action as we head to postseason. On the court for the Westerners in set number 2 will be number 14, Natalie Nelson. Number 4, Kaylee Jackson. Number 3, Aubie Hartman. Number 2, Josie Jacobs. Number 1, Megan Minen. And number 7, Taryn Wilkin. On the court for the Blackhawks will be number 11, Natalie Junk. Number 4, Gabby Friesen. Number 10, Sarah Shanerock. Number 6, Anna Coffey. And Ashlyn Cavarna, number 12. And the libero this match is going to change. Last match it was Badar. It looks like it's going to be Belle DeRocher, the libero, in set number 2. Westerners will have the serve first. Back to serve for the Westerners is number 7, Taryn Wilkin. And we're about underway in set number 2. Blackhawks lead 1-0. Wilkin's serve goes over, filled by Coffey. Set up by Shanrock. The kill by Cavarna off of Wilkin. Saved by Jacobs. And Nilsson's going to push a free ball back to the Blackhawks. And that's going to go off Sarah Shanrock's hands. And the Westerners take an early 1-0 lead. So Wilkin back to serve again for the Westerners. Serve fielded by Anna Coffey, set up by Shanrock. Natalie Junk pushes it over, fielded by Jacobs. Hit by Hartman, back over to Blackhawks. Cavarna kills the serve over, and it's out of bounds. And the Westerners lead 2-0 here in set number 2. Karen Wilkins serve for the Westerners. Handled by Coffey, set up by Shanrock, and the kill by Junk is off the block attempt by Natalie Nielsen, and that'll be the first point for the Blackhawks in set number 2. Back to serve for the Blackhawks will be number 4, Gabby Friesen. Friesen's serve is up into the net, and that'll be a point for the Westerners. We'll have a side out. Checking in the game for the Blackhawks is number 5, Bella Badar. Gabby Friesen takes a seat. Back to serve for the Westerners is number 6, Lainey Schutneck. Schutneck serve, jump serve, deep back corner. Bella Badar digs it out. Set up by Shanrock. Kill attempt by Junk is blocked by number 14, Natalie Nielsen. And the Westerners extend the lead 4-1 early in set number 2. Schutneck back to serve again for the Westerners. Jump serve. Handled by Coffey. DeRocher saves it. Coffey pushes it back over to the Westerners. Chloe Colt sets it up by Jacobs. And Natalie Nielsen's kill attempt is into the net. And the Blackhawks cut the lead in half, 4-2. Checking in for the Blackhawks is number 3, Sailor Yower. And Avery Brigade comes back to the front row for the Blackhawks. Sailor Yower serve. Short one, dug out by Chloe Colt. Natalie Nielsen pushes it just over the outstretched arms of Anna Coffey, and the Westerners extend the lead 5-2. Checking back in for the Blackhawks, number 11, Natalie Nielsen, who then is replaced by the libero, Belle DeRocher, number 17. Abby Hartman back to serve for the Westerners. Dug out by Coffey. Set up by Shanrock. Coffey's kill dug by Hartman. Schutneck sets it across court. Push over by Hartman. Kavarna's kill attempt. Back corner is in just inside the back line. And the Blackhawks get a side out. And checking in for the Blackhawks will be number 7, Carlene Hicklin. Back to serve for the Blackhawks is number 12, Ashlyn Kavarna. Kavarna's serve is up. Dug out by Schutneck and out of bounds. And that's an ace for Kavarna. Adding to Kavarna's 19 aces on the year already. Kavarna serve once again to Hartman. Set up by Jacobs. Set off. Dug out by DeRocher. Coffey's kill is long, out of bounds. That'll be a point for the Westerners. Taryn Wilkin checks back in for the Westerners. And back to serve is number 14, Natalie Nielsen. And now I think we have some sort of warning on the Westerners subbing. We'll see what happens here as the referee is explaining some sort of violation to the table. I think Taryn Wilkin for the Westerners checked in front of the 10-foot line, and she was checking in for the libero, so I think that was the problem, but I'm not 100% sure. No points awarded. We're going to move on. It's going to remain 6-4, and Natalie Nielsen's going to serve for the Westerners. Fielded by Anna Coffey. Set up by Kavarna. Coffey's kill dug back out by Nielsen. Jacobs sets it up. Sadoff's kill off of a couple of block attempts. Pushed back over by Kavarna. Jacobs sets it up. Pushed back over by Sadoff. Set up by Hicklin. Coffey's kill off a couple blockers back to the Blackhawks. Kavarna's kill off Nielsen. Jacobs sets it. Sadoff pushes it over. Saved by Anna Coffey, who sets it up, and Kavarna kind of pushes it to the back corner, and the Blackhawks are within 1. In that series, there's a lot of free balls back and forth there for a little bit, but Kavarna found an opening in the Westerner defense. Back to serve for the Blackhawks is Anna Coffey. Coffey's serve is handled by Chloe Colt. Set up by Jacobs over to the Blackhawks net. Diving save there by Coffey. Gabby Friesen hits it off the Westerner block attempt. Taryn Wilkin hit back off of Avery Brigade for the Blackhawks. Set up Hicklin's kill attempt. Cross court is good, and that'll tie it up at 6-6. Good cross court attack there by Hicklin. Anna Coffey back to serve for the Blackhawks. the senior. Serve filled by Chloe Colt. Set up by Jacobs. Taryn Wilkin pops it over the net. And the Blackhawks are unable to return it. And that'll be a Westerner point and a side out. Checking back in for the Westerners, number 4, Kaylee Jackson. Back to serve for the Westerners is number 2, Josie Jacobs, a freshman. Jacobs serve. Handled by Belle DeRocher. Set up by Kavarna. Hicklin's kill attempt blocked by Sadoff. Bergad pushes it across the net. It's going to be off Kaylee Jackson, and that'll be a point for the Blackhawks, and we're tied at 7 early in set number 2. Checking back in for the Blackhawks is number 11, Natalie Junk, and back to serve for the Blackhawks is number 9, Bailey Ard. Ard's serve attempt dug by Hartman. Taryn Wilkins' kill attempt dug by Bailey Ard. Set across by Kavarna. Friesen's attempt off the arm of Hartman. And the Blackhawks take the lead for the first time in set number 2. Bailey Ard back to serve again for the Blackhawks. Deep serve fielded by Hartman. Set up by Jacobs. Sadoff's kill attempt cross court is good. Just inside the far line. And we're tied at 8 in set number 2. Checking back in for the Blackhawks, number 14, Avery Bergad. And Belle DeRocher will come back in for Bergad in the black back row. Back to serve for the Westerners, number 1, Megan Minen. Dug out by Hicklin. Set up by Kavarna, and Hicklin's kill attempt is out of bounds. And the Westerners trail or lead 9-8. Minen serve, left-handed, handled by DeRocher, set up by Kavarna. The kill attempt by Natalie Junk is just inside the back corner, and we're tied at 9 as Junk hammers one in for the Blackhawks. Checking back in for the Blackhawks, number 10, Sarah Shanerock, and I believe Sarah Shanerock's going to be back to serve for the Blackhawks, tied at 9 in set number 2. Shanerock's serve is up and good. And off the diving attempt by Josie Jacobs. That'll be an ace for Shanerock. And that's ace number 24 on the year. Shanerock back to serve again for the Blackhawks. It's going to be handled by Hartman across court to Jacobs. Sets it up for Hartman. Hartman pushes it back to the Blackhawks side. Kavarna kills it, and that's going to be good cross court. Point number 11 for the Blackhawks. And we're going to have a timeout Westerners as the Blackhawks have come storming back to take an 11-9 lead. You're watching Fuller Digital Solutions coverage of Hinton Blackhawk Varsity Volleyball.
How it feels to bank with Prime Bank. This is how it feels to bank with other banks.
Yeah.
Prime Bank, other banks.
Woo.
See the difference? Prime Bank gives you genuine confidence with You Pick Checking, where you choose your reward, points, interest, or cash back. And Prime Bank's mobile banking lets you check balances, deposit checks, and use all the popular payment services. So now is a good time to bank with confidence. At Prime Bank, earn more your way. Member FDIC.
Welcome back to Hinton, Iowa. You're watching Fuller Digital Solutions coverage of Hinton Blackhawk Varsity Volleyball action. First broadcast of the year here at home from Hinton, but we're going to have a couple more coming from you. Next week we'll have a broadcast versus Unity, and then we'll have another one against Galen as we round out the year. And Friday night, don't forget to join in and watch Blackhawk football action in the homecoming game as they take on the Akron-Westfield Westerners. Shanerock serve handled by Hartman. Set up, and Hartman, her kill attempt was fielded by Friesen. She sets it up, and Ashlyn Kavarna kills it for the Blackhawks. So Shanerock back to serve again. The Blackhawks extend that lead to 3 here in set number 2. Shanerock's serve is up. Deep serve this time, just inbounds on the back line. That's another ace. Ace number 25 on the year for Sarah Shanerock, the senior. Shanerock serve again for the Blackhawks. This time a short serve fielded by Chloe Colt. Set up by Josie Jacobs, and Hartman just slaps it over to the Blackhawks side. Shamrock sets it up. Gabby Friesen's kill attempt's going to be way long, and it'll be a side out for the Westerners. Again, homecoming week here in Hinton. Lots of festivities going on all week long. Tomorrow morning we got the Powder Puff game and a volleyball tournament. And then Friday night, of course, the homecoming football game as your Hinton Blackhawks take on the Akron-Westfield Westerners in the homecoming action, varsity football. Jan George will have the action for you Friday night as the Westerners' kill attempt is drove into the net, and it'll be point number 14 for the Blackhawks. So Jan George will have coverage for you Friday night right here on Fuller Digital Solutions. And we'll be back next Tuesday night with more varsity volleyball action. That's going to be an ace serve by Gabby Friesen. That's going to be ace number 18 on the year for Gabby. The Blackhawks lead 15-10 in set number 2 as Gabby's back to serve again. That's going to be off the diving Chloe Colton into the stands for another ace for Gabby Friesen. 2 aces in a row for the sophomore. Friesen serve again, fielded by Josie Jacobs, set up by Colt. Natalie Nielsen attempts off the net. Shamrock sets it up. Kavarna gives it to Junk. Junk pushes it over. Nielsen's kill attempt, saved by Gabby Friesen. Shamrock sets it up for Junk. Junk's blocked by Nelson. Right back on the Blackhawks side. And the Westerners get a side out. Back in for the Blackhawks is number 5, Bella Badar. And checking back in for the Westerners is number 6, Lainey Schuteneck. Schuteneck will be back to serve for the Westerners as they trail 16-11 in set number 2. Schuteneck's jump serve handled by Belle DeRocher. Set up by Shamrock. Kavarna's kill attempt into the net. And the Westerners get point number 12. They're within 4. Schuteneck back to serve again for the Westerners. This is going to be out of bounds. It'll be a point for the Blackhawks, as it was just out of bounds on the right-hand side if you're a Westerner, left-hand side if you're a Blackhawk. Either way, that's point number 17 for the Blackhawks, and they lead 17-12 in set number 2. Celia Yauer back to serve for the Blackhawks. Handled by Megan Minen over to Joseph Jacobs. Natalie Nielsen's kill attempt off Sailor Yauer and out of bounds. That'll be a point for the Westerners and a kill for Natalie Nielsen. Checking back in for the Westerners, number 12, Lauren Sadoff. Checking back in for the Blackhawks is number 11, Natalie Junk, who will be replaced by Belle DeRocher in the back row. Back to serve for the Westerners, number 3, Abby Hartman. Hartman's serve handled by Bella Badar, set up by Shamrock. Kavarna's kill attempt straight down the line, and it's good. And the Blackhawks lead 18-13. Checking back in for the Blackhawks is number 7, Carlin Hicklin. As rotating back to serve now will be Ashlyn Kavarna, number 12, the sophomore. Medium serve here, fielded by Hartman, set up by Jacobs. Nielsen's kill attempt off the block of Avery Brigade. Set up for Coffey. Coffey pushes it over off of Nielsen. Nielsen's kill attempt saved by Kavarna and dug out of the stands by Anna Coffey. Pushed back over by the Westerners, set up by Carlin Hicklin. And it's going to be off the net, not out of bounds, and that'll be a Westerner point. So back to serve for the Westerners is Natalie Nielsen. Checking back in is number 7, Taryn Wilkin for the Westerners. Nielsen's serve handled by Badar, set up by Kavarna. Hit by Coffey, dug it back out by Nielsen. That was a nice dig. Hit cross court by Sadoff. Kavarna pushes it, blocked by Sadoff. Push again by Coffey, set up by Jacobs. Hit attempt by Sadoff, fielded by Badar. Coffey's kill attempt, cross corner, out of bounds, too far. And the Westerners get another point to close within 3 in set number 2. Nielsen back to serve again for the Westerners. Off the net, handled by Belle DeRocher. Cross court for Hicklin. Hicklin's too deep, out of bounds. And the Westerners are within 2, 18-16. Nielsen back to serve again for the Westerners. Handled by DeRocher. Set up by Kavarna. Brigade pushes it across, but she steps across the center line. And that's going to be a point Westerners, and they're within 1 in set number 2. Nielsen's serve handled by DeRocher. Pushed across by Kavarna. Set up by Jacobs. Sadov's block attempt off Brigade. Set up by Kavarna. Brigade's attempt, fielded by Nielsen, goes clear back over to the Blackhawks side. Coffey's keel attempt is going to be deep and out of bounds. And we're tied at 18. As now the Blackhawks are going to take a timeout in set number 2. Tied at 18. You're watching Fuller Digital Solutions coverage of Hinton Blackhawk Varsity Volleyball.
Digital Solutions started small, but now we're growing as FDS provides live streaming coverage for over 20 schools across 3 different states on our Fuller Digital Solutions YouTube channel. Subscribe to get notified when we go live for your school events. Big events are captured live, and your business can get noticed with advertising during our live streams. Local talent and camera operators are encouraged to contact us too for future employment. No experience necessary. We will train. For information about advertising or working with Fuller Digital Solutions, email us and follow us on Facebook.
Welcome back to Hinton, Iowa. You're watching homecoming week volleyball action as your Blackhawks are taking on the Akron-Westfield Westerners. Tied at 18 in set number 2. The Blackhawks won set number 1, so they lead 1-0. Natalie Nielsen back to serve for the Westerners. And Nielsen's serve is fielded by DeRocher. Kavarna sets it up. Pushed across by Hicklin. Nielsen sets it back up to Jacobs, who sets up Sadov, who pushes it back across. Coffey sets it up. Kavarna hits it from the ground. Handled by Hartman. Hartman bumps it back over to the Blackhawks side. DeRocher sets it up. And we're going to have a kill by Avery Brigade as she just snuck it inside that line. Right on the line. And the Blackhawks get a side out. Checking back in for the Blackhawks is number 4, Gabby Friesen. Back to serve for the Blackhawks is number 6, Anna Coffey. Coffey serve short, handled by Hartman, dug up by Jacobs, and Sadov tries to send it across court, but it hits the net, and the Blackhawks are up 20-18. And now the Westerners are going to take a timeout as the Blackhawks have strung together a couple points. We'll be right back. You're watching Fuller Digital Solutions coverage of Hinton Blackhawk Varsity Volleyball. And welcome back to Hinton, Iowa. As you're watching varsity volleyball action, the Hinton Blackhawks hosting Akron-Westfield. Hinton comes in 6-0 in conference play. The Westerners 4-1. Both teams 12-5. Anna Coffey's serve for the Blackhawks, leading 20-18 in set number 2. Dug out by Chloe Colt, crossed by Jacobs. Hartman hits it, dug by Coffey. A little too far into the net, but saved. And we continue playing. Sadov's hit is off of Kavarna and out of bounds. And the Westerners get a side out. Back to serve for the Westerners. Looks like it's going to be number 2, Josie Jacobs. Checking in for the Westerners is number 4, Kaylee Jackson. Josie Jacobs, the freshman, serving for the Westerners. Serves deep to the backcourt. Bella DeRocher sets it up to Kavarna. Friesen's cross-court kill is off the arms of number 3, Abby Hartman. Out of bounds for a Blackhawk point. Checking back into the game will be number 9, Bailey Yard. And Natalie Junk checks back in for the Blackhawks. Bailey's serve is just inside the back line for an ace. That'll be Bailey Yard's 17th ace on the year. Bailey Yard back to serve again. This one's going to hit the net and stay on the Blackhawks side. It'll be side out Westerners as the Blackhawks lead 22-20. Checking back in for the Blackhawks, number 14, Avery Brigade, who's going to be replaced by the libero, Belle DeRocher. Checking back in for the Westerners, number 1, Megan Minen, as Lauren Sadoff takes a seat. Minen back to serve for the Westerners. Left-hander serves it cross court. Set up by DeRocher. Anna Coffey hits from the back row, handled by Megan Minen, set up by Jacobs. Hartman hits it. Set up by DeRocher, tipped over by Kavarna, off the outstretched arms of Kaylee Jackson. And the Blackhawks have 23 and a 3-point lead in set number 2. Back to serve for the Blackhawks, Sarah Shanerock, another senior for the Blackhawks. Shanerock serve up and good. Dug out by a couple of Westerners. Cross court, Gabby Friesen sends it back to the Westerners side. And Cabarna is going to hit it right back at the Westerners as they returned it. And we're at match point in set number 2. Set point in set number 2. Blackhawks lead 24-20. Shanerock back to serve for the Blackhawks. Serves deep, handled by Megan Minen, set up by Jacobs. Taryn Wilkin pushes it deep for the Westerners, off the outstretched arms of Belle DeRocher, and the Westerners get a side out, and that's going to bring Natalie Nielsen back into the front row for the Westerners, and Taryn Wilkin back to serve. Wilkin serve for the Westerners, handled by DeRocher. Shamrock sets it up. Cavarna's kill off the block attempt by Kaylee Jackson. Jacob sets it back up. Natalie Nielsen's kill attempt saved by Belle DeRocher. Cross court to Gabby Friesen, blocked by Natalie Nielsen, and the Westerners get another point. So 24-22 Blackhawks here in set number 2. When they get in this rotation with Nielsen in the front row, the Westerners can cause some damage. Wilkins serve fielded by Anna Coffey. Shamrock sets it across court to the open area, and that's going to be set number 2, winner to the Blackhawks. And we'll head to set number 3 after this message. You're watching Fuller Digital Solutions coverage of Hinton Varsity Volleyball.
Your local Polaris expert is Taggart's Power Sports in Hinton. New, pre-owned, and accessories. And you can shop conveniently online too at TaggartPowersports.com. Taggart's Power Sports offers a full line of Polaris Ranger UTVs, Polaris ATVs, the all-new Sportsman's Ace, Polaris snowmobiles. Whatever comes your way, whether it's wind, rain, snow, or mud, make sure you're prepared. Polaris ATVs and Rangers from Polaris. Find them today at Taggart's Power Sports, Hinton. Your local Polaris.
You're going to love the view of a Screen Builder's designed outdoor leisure living space. Whether an all-season room, 3-season room, deck, or patio, Screen Builders offers easy installation and a reliable warranty. From construction of new spaces to providing shade to existing spaces or adding Easy Breeze panels to your screen room, start your project at ScreenBuilders.com and enjoy the views you've been missing.
Call Screen Builders, you're gonna love the view.
And welcome back to Hinton, Iowa. As we're heading to set number 3, you're watching varsity girls volleyball action as it's homecoming week here at Hinton, and the Blackhawks are taking on Akron-Westfield Westerners. They'll also take on the Westerners Friday night in the homecoming football game as the Blackhawks look to rebound from a couple losses and take on the Westerners. So you can join that action right here on Fuller Digital Solutions. I believe Jan George will have that coverage for you. And we'll be back here next Tuesday night as I believe the Blackhawks are hosting Unity Christian Knights in a battle of undefeateds if this score holds up. The Blackhawks are undefeated in conference play, and so is Unity Christian as we head into play tonight. So that will definitely have some impact on the Warrior Conference standings. But first things first, Blackhawks are up 2-0. Need to take care of business tonight as we head to set number 3. Back to serve for the Blackhawks will be Sarah Shanerock. On the court is Belle DeRocher, Anna Coffey, Ashton Cavarna, Gabby Friesen, and Natalie Junk for the Blackhawks. Serves fielded by Chloe Colt. Set across by Aubrey Hartman. Kill attempt by Gabby Friesen, dug by Chloe Colt for the Westerners. Aubrey Hartman's kill attempt dug by Sarah Shanerock. And Gabby Friesen sends it across court, handled by Aubrey Hartman. Set up by Jacobs. Hartman kill attempt off of Shanerock, saved by DeRocher, and sent over by Gabby Friesen. Westerners push it over deep, saved by Coffey. Set up by Shanerock, and the kill attempt by Cavarna is going to be off the block attempt and out of bounds. And that'll be point number 1 for the Blackhawks. Back to serve again will be Sarah Shanerock for the Blackhawks. Shanerock serve over the net. Chloe Colt sets it up. Natalie Nielsen's kill attempt is going to be saved by DeRocher off the backboard. Anna Coffey sends it back over. Dug by Megan Minen for the Westerners. Chloe Colt sends a free ball over. Sarah Shanerock sets it up, and Natalie Junk pushes it over free to the Westerners. Colt sets it up for Hartman. Hartman taps it over. Sarah Shanerock pushes it back to the Westerners. Abby Hartman sends a free ball back to the Blackhawks. Set up by Shanerock. Kill attempt by Kavarna. Blocked. No good. Dug back out by Hartman. And Friesen's attempt now is going to be dug back out by Chloe Colton. We got quite a volleyball going on here. Volley back and forth. Nielsen's kill attempt off the Rocher. And after that long volley back and forth, the Westerners tie it at 1 point apiece. Back to serve for the Westerners is number 5, Allie Sawyer, the freshman, seeing her first action of the night. Sawyer's serve to the Blackhawks, handled by Anna Coffey. Set up by Shanerock. Gabby Friesen pushes it back across the net. Jacob sets it up to Abby Hartman, whose shot attempt is blocked by a couple of Blackhawks, Sarah Shanerock and Ashlyn Kavarna. And the Blackhawks take a 2-1 lead. Gabby Friesen back to serve for the Blackhawks. Deep, handled by Colt. Set up by Shuknek. And Abby Hartman sends a free ball over to the Blackhawks. Shanerock sets it up for Anna Coffey. Her attempt is going to be, apparently we had a Westerner into the net, so that'll be a point for the Blackhawks. Or, no, it won't be, as I thought it was blocked. So it's going to be 2-2. And back serve for the Westerners is Abby Hartman. Hartman's serve handled by Coffey. Coffey's kill attempt is going to be off of that. Natalie Nielsen saved by Sadoff. Sadoff sends it back to the Blackhawks' way. Shanerock sets it up, and her kill attempt by Kavarna is going to be swatted and blocked by Natalie Nielsen and Lauren Sadoff. When you have Nielsen and Sadoff in the front row, it's pretty tough to hit over that. Nielsen by far and away the tallest player on the court for either team. Serve again by Hartman. It's going to be handled by Coffey. Natalie Junk sends that one back over to the Westerners' way. Sadoff sets it back to Blackhawks. Dug by Bella Badar. Off of Colt. Saved by Jacobs. And Nielsen sends it back. Dug by Badar. Shanerock sends one over the net and finds a home. And the Blackhawks tie it at 3 as Natalie Junk will come out of the game, and entering the game to serve will be number 3, Sailor Yower. So Yower back to serve for the Blackhawks, tied at 3 in set number 3. Her serve's handled by Aubrey Hartman. Set over by Jacobs. Sent back by Kavarna for the Blackhawks. Jacobs sets it up to Nielsen. Nielsen's block, kill attempt blocked by Avery Brigade for the Blackhawks. The Blackhawks take a 4-3 lead here in set number 3, leading 2-0. Sailor Yower back to serve for the Blackhawks. Handled by Shuknek. Jacobs tries to push it over, but the net gets in the way, and Nielsen sends it back over for the Blackhawks. And then the return attempt by Bella Badar is going to go into the net, and it'll be a point for the Blackhawks. Sorry, point for the Westerners, and we're tied at 4. As checking back in for the Blackhawks will be Belle DeRocher, the libero. And back to serve for the Westerners, number 14, Natalie Nielsen. Nielsen's serve handled by Coffey. Pushed to the deep back corner by Kavarna. Nielsen saves it, but Kavarna spikes it right back at her for the kill. And the Blackhawks lead 5-4. Checking back in for the Blackhawks will be number 7, Carlin Hicklin. And checking back in for the Westerners is number 7, Taryn Wilkin. Kavarna serving for the Blackhawks, handled by Colt. Jacob sets it up, and Sadoff's kill attempt is out of bounds. And the Blackhawks lead 6-4. Kavarna's a serve again to Chloe Colt. Set up by Jacobs. Taryn Wilkins going to push it to the far back corner. Saved by Belle DeRocher. Set up by Brigade. Tipped over by Anna Coffey. Taryn Wilkin tips it back over to the Blackhawks. DeRocher sets it up, and Hicklin pushes it back over to the Westerners. Jacob sets it up again. Kill attempt by Sadoff, and this time it's going to be good as it lands right between Bella Badar and Belle DeRocher for a Westerner point. Checking back in for the Westerners is number 5, Allie Sawyer. And back to serve for the Westerners is number 2, Josie Jacobs. Jacobs serve, handled by Bella Badar. Gavarna sets it up. Avery Brigade's kill attempt was dug out by Josie Jacobs. Sadoff's kill attempt is not handled by Gavarna, and we're tied at 6 in set number 3. Josie Jacobs back to serve for the Westerners again. Tied at 6 here in set number 3. That's going to be handled by Anna Coffey. Deep push by Gavarna, a little too far. Just out of bounds, and the Westerners take a 7-6 lead. Jacobs serve again, taken by Bella Badar. Set up by Gavarna. Hicklin's kill attempt dug by Chloe Colt. Set up by Jacobs. Sadoff pushes it back. Coffey pushes it back over for the Blackhawks. Set up by Jacobs again. Kill by Sadoff is going to be out of bounds. And we'll tie it at 7 in set number 3. Checking back in for the Blackhawks will be number 4, Gabby Friesen. Back to serve for the Blackhawks is number 6, Anna Coffey. Serve attempt dug by Kaylee Jackson, just in bounds and off her arm and out of bounds. And it'll be an ace for Anna Coffey. Anna Coffey serving again for the Blackhawks. Into the net. And we're tied at 8. Checking back in for the Westerners will be number 1, Megan Minen. And Megan Minen will be back to serve for the Westerners. Left-handed serve to the far back corner to Anna Coffey. Set up by Gavarna. Kill attempt by Hicklin's going to be good. And the Blackhawks back in front, 9-8. Checking back now to serve will be Bailey Yard. Bailey Yard serve for the Blackhawks. Deep, handled by Chloe Colt. Set up by Jacobs. Pushed over by Aubrey Hartman. Hicklin pushes it deep back row, again handled by Chloe Colt. Aubrey Hartman's kill attempt blocked by Ashton Gavarna, but it stays on the Blackhawks side. And we're back tied again at 9. As Avery Brigade checks back in for the Blackhawks. Replaced by the libero, Belle DeRocher. And back to serve for the Westerners, number 7, Taryn Wilkin. Wilkin serve for the Westerners, handled by Coffey. Back set by Gavarna. Push attempt by Aubrey Hartman, and Carlin Hicklin says no and rocks that back to the Westerners side for a Blackhawk point. Hicklin will now come out of the game as Sarah Shanerock checks back in for the Blackhawks, and she'll be serving. Shanerock serve. Taken by Joseph Jacobs, set up by Hartman. Nielsen's kill attempt blocked by Ashlyn Gavarna for the Blackhawks. And pushed over by Kaylee Jackson. And Ashlyn Gavarna pushes it over. Natalie Nielsen unable to block that one. And the Blackhawks take a 2-point lead. 11-9 in set number 3, already leading 2-0. Sarah Shanrock serve for the Blackhawks. Handled by Joseph Jacobs. Set up by Aubrey Hartman. Nielsen's kill attempt, dug by Belle DeRocher. Set up by Shanerock. And Gavarna's kill just out of bounds on the far side. And side out for Akron as it looks like Kaylee Jackson, the senior, will be back to serve for the Westerners. Trailing 11-10 on the Taggart's Power Sports scoreboard. That serve attempt dug by Coffey. Kill attempt by Gabby Friesen. It's going to go up into the speakers on the return, and that'll be a point for the Blackhawks. So if it lands on your own side, you can play it, but if it lands on the other side, you cannot. And checking back in the game for the Westerners will be number 6, Lainey Shuckneck. And that serve attempt by Gabby Friesen's out of bounds. That'll be a point for the Westerners. Checking back in for Gabby Friesen will be number 5, Bella Badar. Back to serve for the Westerners, being number 3, Abby Hartman, as number 12, Lauren Sadoff checks back in for the Westerners in the front row. Coffees hits it back over, dug by Shuknek. Nielsen sends a free ball over the Blackhawks, set up by Shanrock. Kill attempt by Junk, off the block of Nielsen, and that's down for a point for the Blackhawks. So that's a side out for the Blackhawks. Back to serve and checking in the game now will be Sailor Yower. Sailor Yower serving for the Blackhawks. Serve dug out by Abby Hartman. Set up by Jacobs. Nielsen's kill attempt blocked by Anna Coffey. Point Blackhawks. So Yower back to serve again for the Blackhawks, leading 14-11. Serve handled this time by Chloe Colt. Set up by Jacobs. Nielsen's kill attempt is off the block attempt of Avery Bergad and in for a point for the Westerners. So checking back in the game now will be number 7, Taryn Wilkin, and back to serve for the Westerners, number 14, Natalie Nielsen. Nielsen's serve hits the net. That'll be a Blackhawk point. And Carlene Hicklin checks back in for the Blackhawks. Back to serve for the Blackhawks is number 12, Ashlyn Kavarna. Kavarna's serve handled by Chloe Cole. Sadoff's kill attempt saved by Kavarna. Coffey's kill attempt is going to be in, just in the back corner. And the Blackhawks lead 16-12. Westerners kind of caught in a small lineup right now with Nielsen out of the game. Blackhawks trying to take advantage as Kavarna's back to serve. That dug by Chloe Colt. Sadoff pushes it across, dug by Kavarna. Set up on the kill attempt by Bergad is just inside the line for point number 17 for the Blackhawks. And that's going to bring out a Westerner timeout with the Blackhawks leading 17-12 in set number 3. You're watching Fuller Digital Solutions coverage of Hinton Blackhawk Varsity Volleyball. And welcome back to Hinton, Iowa. You're watching varsity volleyball action. The Blackhawks are hosting Akron-Westfield. Make sure you join back in Friday night as you'll have varsity football action here on Fuller Digital Solutions, as the Hinton Blackhawks will be hosting the same Akron-Westfield Westerners in the 2021 homecoming game. Ashley Kavarna back to serve for the Blackhawks, leading by 5 here in set number 3. Sadoff's hit was blocked, but out of bounds. So the Westerners get a side out, and back to serve is number 2, Josie Jacobs. Checking back in the game is number 5, Allie Sawyer. Jacobs serve deep out of bounds. And it'll be a side out for the Blackhawks as Gabby Friesen checks back in for the Blackhawks. And back to serve is number 6, Anna Coffey. Coffey's serve handled by Abby Hartman. Sadoff's kill just out of bounds. And the Blackhawks lead 19-13. Coffey's serve handled that time by Abby Hartman. Set up by Jacobs. Sadoff's hit dug by Kavarna, but into the net. Back to serve for the Westerners, number 1, Megan Minen. Serve handled by Gabby Friesen. Kill attempt by Carlene Hicklin is blocked by Taryn Wilkin. And then Albie Hartman's attempt is blocked by Carlene Hicklin. So the Blackhawks get a point, up 20-14 in set number 3, leading 2 sets to none. Checking in for the Blackhawks now serving will be number 9, Bailey Ard. Ard's serve is off Chloe Colt for a Blackhawk ace. And the Blackhawks lead 21-14. Hard serve, this time deep. Colt fields it. Jacob sets it up. Taryn Wilkin cross court, saved by Kavarna. Set up by Hicklin. Gabby Friesen's killed just inside the back corner. And the Blackhawks lead 22-14. Bailey Yard's serve again. This time is going to be in front of Chloe Colt for another Blackhawk ace. And the Blackhawks lead 23-14. Hard serve this time. Handled by Hartman. Set up by Jacobs. Hartman's kill attempt. Saved by Coffey. Gabby Friesen pushes it just across the net. And that attempt by Megan Minen is going to go into the net. And the Blackhawks have match point up 24-14 in set number 3, leading 2-0. Back to serve again is Bailey Yard for the Blackhawks. Serve is up. And it's an ace. And that's how things are going to end tonight as the Blackhawks take set number 3 and the match 3-0. And the Blackhawks are going to move to 13-5 on the season and 7-0 in conference play. Akron-Westfield is going to drop to 12-6 in the season and 4-2 in conference play. That'll set apart the top of the World Conference standings for a little bit, as the Blackhawks and the Unity Christian Knights will both be undefeated. Everybody else has at least one loss. So that's going to do it tonight from Hinton. As you've been watching varsity volleyball action, join us again next Tuesday night for more volleyball action, as these Blackhawks will be hosting Unity Christian Knights in a battle of unbeatens in the World Conference play. And also Friday night, reminder, the Blackhawks homecoming game, the Hinton Blackhawk football team will be taking on Akron-Westfield Westerners. That's going to do it tonight from Hinton, Iowa. You've been listening to Fuller Digital Solutions coverage of Hinton Blackhawk volleyball.
Digital Solutions started small, but now we're growing as FDS provides live streaming coverage for over 20 schools across 3 different states on our Fuller Digital Solutions YouTube channel. Subscribe to get notified when we go live for your school events. Big events are captured live, and your business can get noticed with advertising during our live streams. Local talent and camera operators are encouraged to contact us too for future employment. No experience necessary. We will train. For information about advertising or working with Fuller Digital Solutions, email us and follow us on Facebook.